moment, I can see it. Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, through the weakness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tuning every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey everybody. Okay, I don't know what's going on. This thing is acting up, y'all. This StreamYard is acting up. Hey everybody. I have some actors tonight. A little bit more than what we had yesterday. Shout out to my actor, Miss CP. Hey CP. CP, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay. And then we have Mimi. She's been in hiding. Hey, Mimi.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está? And we're waiting for Mama. I don't know where she is. She's supposed to be here, but she is late. I asked her where she was at, and she said she was coming. So we're gonna go ahead on and get started because we don't have all night to be here. And we're gonna go ahead and start. We're on page 108, I think, right? Right, CP?
I think we were supposed to start on 109, but we could start on 109.
No, 109. 109 is fine. Oh, we could do 109.
Is that where we are, though?
Yeah, we could do 109. All right, so I'll be Mr. Maynard and Mr. Steele until she well, Mimi, you could take Miss Steele until what's the name comes, okay?
Okay.
Please. Oh no, you still the judge.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me share the screen here. I don't know what happened to her. She's not here. Good help is so hard to find, y'all. Good help is so hard to find. So hard to find, I tell you. Have good help, you have to keep it.
Well, you don't pay very well, so.
Just like, tell Mr. Steele, give me my money. Then I can pay y'all.
I know. I know. I mean, if you'd pay better, you'd get better help.
Oh Lord, there she is not. She's sending me messages. This is always the hard part. All right, you guys are ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get rolling. We're going to start with tender into evidence states Exhibit 45.
That's where you are?
Yeah, we're going to start there.
We didn't, did we not, we didn't one, and one.
You want to start at 1? You're breaking up. I don't know why you're breaking up.
I don't know. 109, line 1.
Okay. Do these fairly accurately depict, I assume you pulled this off the computer or hard copy books?
Hard copy books. There are references at the SANE department for us.
So, do these fairly and accurately depict what you gathered from those books?
Yes.
Tender into evidence states Exhibit 45.
No objection. Admitted states 40. Admitted states 45. Admitted.
Oh Lord, it's just me and you now. This is crazy. All right. That's all I have, Your Honor. That's all I have, Your Honor.
I can't hear.
Somebody just called you? Oh Lord, hold on, y'all. She can't hear. Let me kick her off and let her come back in. Y'all, I apologize. This is some technical difficulty here. We apologize. We're trying to get this. I think it's because of the rain outside that everything's not working well as we would like it. I'm waiting for my to come in. She has not come in yet. This is like terrible, 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 I tell you. Oh my God. Mama, you told me to email it to you. I emailed it to you. I texted to you. Now you want me to put it in the chat. Lord have mercy. Mimi? Yeah, I apologize. There's some technical difficulty with this StreamYard. Yeah, just bear a second, please. Just bear a second. We're just waiting on. Let's play our get ready music. Hold on. A technical difficulty music. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Weather's bad here or something. I don't know, but anyway.
Everybody y'all both got kicked out. It wasn't just
Oh,
you.
wow.
Mimi got kicked out.
Okay. All right.
And,
Well,
now she got kicked out again. Something's going on. She got kicked out again.
am I still breaking up though?
No, you're okay right now. Okay, here come Mimi. There she go. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Mimi got kicked out again. What is going on?
I don't know. It could be the weather.
I think so too. Just 1 second. There she go. All right. Go ahead, Judge. Oh, she got kicked out again. What the heck is going on? Why she keep getting kicked out?
I don't know, girl.
Okay. We have people trying to help read, but they're having trouble getting in. All right, Mimi, go ahead. Mimi, unmute.
We still on 109?
We're on 109 and where the judge says
Number 10.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mimi.
Okay. I gotta go to the page again.
Oh.
I went all the way out, so let's see if it will work. All right. Admitted states 45 admitted.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
10 minutes. Come back between 3:15. 3:15.
The court was in recess approximately to 3:13.
We're ready. We got anybody from the clerk's office?
The jury was brought back in approximately 3:13 p.m.
Thank you, folks. Everybody be seated. Like I've said before, we're going to see somewhere around 4 o'clock. And remember, we're in courtroom 1 Monday morning. The other courtrooms, yes, ma'am, yes.
Good afternoon, Miss Adams.
Good afternoon.
Just to start out, the entirety of your testimony today is based on your experience and your education, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I want to start talking about that. If you don't mind, okay, you went to a 2-year community college and graduated in Fresno, California, correct?
Right.
Okay. And that was a while ago. Excuse me, what was that? No, you have to repeat because you broke up.
Okay, 39.
1997. And based on the educational background, you were able at that time to get your RN degree?
I
Can't really do that anymore, right?
No, you still can.
Okay. That's the bare minimum of education to be able to be an RN, correct?
Correct.
Okay. There's a lot of different levels of nursing experience nowadays, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you, just like you did, get your associate degree in nursing? Can you also get your 4-year BS in nursing, correct?
You could, yes.
Okay. And a lot of people go on to get their Masters of Science in nursing.
Some, yes.
And then others even decide to get earlier, either a PhD in nursing or a doctor of nursing, correct? Oh, Lord, we lost her, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We still having difficulty. I tell you, this is not one of our nights. My is still trying to get in. Her thing is not connecting. We have CP gone. Mimi, you want to try it until she come back? Because my is still stuck here. It's showing her device. I'm gonna have to kick my out and come back so she can come back in. Guys, we're sorry. Let me put on our wait music. Hold on, because
Sylvia in that courtroom crying. All day long she's making time. Notes in hand, she's got the plan. Comes home late, shines.
okay. CP, you ready? CP, you okay?
I'm back in.
Okay.
What we need to
We're on number 8.
Renee. Yes, I said some yes.
Okay. And others even decide to get either a PhD in nursing or doctor of nursing, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You made the decision to go directly into workforce. Is that correct? Hello? Y'all. This.
I'm hearing you, but you lost you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but I lost you.
And your phone sounds terrible. This is StreamYard, y'all. This is not us. It's StreamYard doing it.
It's trouble connecting this.
I think it's because of the storm. We can't really hear you.
And that's you want to try later, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah, guys, we're gonna have to try this another time. We're gonna have to try this because the weather's really making it really sound terrible. Can you guys hear me correctly?
Here.
Can they hear me? Can y'all hear me good? Because everybody else. Yes, nobody's working too well. My apologies, guys. We're not doing too well tonight. Yeah, we're not doing too well. So, CP, can say something.
Yeah.
See if I hear you well.
I'm okay. If you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mimi, can we hear you?
Yes.
Okay. So y'all want to try it one more time, y'all?
Yeah, I will. If we lose each other again, do you want to just try it another time?
Yeah, we'll just do it another time, probably.
Okay. All right, where were we going?
See, you sound like you're in a tunnel.
I don't know. I'm right next to my box, and
You sound good now. Okay, let's get it before we lose you. All right. Okay, we at number 9, right? Okay, we just finished.
Yeah.
We're on 10. I mean 12.
Okay.
Okay, you made
it. Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead and 12?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, you made a decision to go directly into the workforce.
I did.
And you never went back and got any of those other degrees?
I stayed in the hospital setting.
Okay. And it's always been for you a pediatric, correct?
Pediatric is a interesting practice. We don't get just pediatric patients. Our floor at Piedmont, where I have been for 25 years, we get overflow from NICU. We do a nurse triage line. We do an outpatient clinic, and we also get adult patient overflow. We also do a radiology, prep them and recover them. So our pediatric floor is we're the jack of all trades, essentially.
But to be fair, you began your career as in pediatrics.
All pediatric units that I've worked on are the same way.
Okay. And you've stayed in pediatric for at least through your title,
Correct.
For the entirety of your career, it's a commitment that you have.
Yes.
Okay. And when you came to Georgia in 2001, you got a job at Athens Regional.
Correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Was it called Athens Regional back then?
It's called Athens Regional, yes.
Okay. Okay, Mimi, not Mimi. Mama, turn your thing off in the background.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear the background too.
Not annoying now.
Okay.
What about now?
Okay, you good. Go ahead on and take the question starting 15. on page 112.
No, keep going. I'm getting myself settled.
Well, you should have been settled by now, ma'am. Okay. And that's been a place where you've worked ever since you came to Georgia?
In pediatrics.
And you made a decision, if I'm correct, to become certified pediatric nurse in 2015, right?
That's when it became available to us through our unit.
Okay. So it's not like going back to school, but it's a recognition that you achieve a certain level of accomplishment in your profession, correct?
Correct. It was a little bit going back to school and taking the test was difficult.
Exactly. Because you actually had to sit and study.
Uh-huh.
I should say study first and then sit for an exam. And those are called boards.
The nursing is, yes, this was CPN test is what they call it, but it was for certification.
And so you actually did the put forth an effort and study and sat for that test. And you became a CPN certified as a pediatric nurse.
CPN, yes, CPN.
And there's a certification for all types of specialties, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that is a recognition for that specialty. You have to achieve a high mark.
Right.
Okay. Is there anything higher than a CPN? Okay.
Pediatric nursing.
You broke up. Say it again.
No.
Mm.
No.
Say it one more time because you broke up really bad.
I'm aware of no pediatric.
I can take over. Could you just let me know the exact spot?
19 on page 113.
Okay. 113, 19. Not that I'm aware of.
No, you're the question. You're the question person.
Oh, okay.
Not that I'm gonna drop off on me when she comes back. Not
Okay.
that I'm aware of. No, not pediatric nursing.
So it really is the gold standard
National.
for people who are or when you get a certification that's the gold standard, right?
Yeah, it's something that you can do.
Okay. A lot of people strive for that because of its ravitas, its recognition, correct?
Hold on a second.
We're at affirmative, that one.
That you the next line.
And you worked for 14 years and you finally set for boards and got that certification, right?
Okay.
And then right before that, you made the decision to get into kind of what you're talking about now as you're testifying into the sexual assault nurse examination field, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
And you use, I think you said you got your certification by attending a course at GNESA, and I think you forgot what the acronym stood for.
Yeah, there was two. The first one was GSAC, and the second was GNESA.
Okay. And you remember GSAC, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. And that was for your basic training, correct?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I think you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that to become qualified or register as a SANE nurse, you take a 40-hour course, correct?
That's the international standard for the IAFN. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll talk about the IAFN in just a second, but that is the umbrella organization for SANE internationally, right?
Number 13. What number are we at? Number 13.
We're at 6.
Or no, number 6? Correct.
Okay.
I was trying.
I'm back
I
if
was,
you need me.
yeah, I do need you. I was trying to get her to take that part. You said you're number 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. Number
So you
6.
want me to just keep the question part?
Yeah, and she's the answer.
All right. Let me read it over.
Am I on 7 now? Okay.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
read it over. Okay, we'll talk about. Okay, correct. Okay.
Page 115.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
so you signed up and paid for and took that course. Number 9.
I'm sorry, guys. What page are we on?
I thought you were page 115, and we're back to number
Okay.
7. We're doing number 7. Start over.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm good now.
Okay, go ahead. She's gonna do 7.
Okay. And so you signed up and paid for and took that course, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so in 2012, you became a SANE nurse, but that was for adolescents and adults, right?
Right.
Okay. Very different than pediatrics.
Yes.
Okay. You made a decision, I think, about a year later to go ahead and complement your adult and adolescents SANE ability to get pediatrics. And I think you signed up with GNESA, correct?
The same program asked me to go
Okay.
and to get my pediatric SANE.
Another 40 hours in the classroom, right?
Correct. It was not online.
And GNESA?
Yeah, GNESA is how they pronounce it. GNESA.
Georgia Network to End Sexual Violence.
Yes.
Okay. Or sexual assault.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually participated and finished that 40 hours.
I did in Atlanta.
Okay, do you get any type of notification of certification that you can do adolescents? I mean, pediatric SANE evaluations at that point.
Yeah, you get a certificate of completion of the course.
Okay, so you've completed the course.
Both of them, yes.
Okay, now just like we talked about when you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that after a period of time, you wanted that gold standard, that high level of recognition for being a pediatric nurse, and now you're a certified pediatric nurse. You can do that as a sexual assault nurse examiner, right?
I can. I chose not to become, there's two separate tests. There's an adult and an adult adolescent one, and there's a pediatric, and they're very expensive. And I had to pick because at the time I was a single mother and it's a yearly expense. It was a financial decision that I made to go with the CPN. And I discussed it with the SANE director at the time, and they understood my rationale. So I did not.
So you've never sat for the boards to become a certified SANE nurse, correct?
I tried to, and I don't remember the year, for the pediatric once my financial situation improved. And the night before my test, my son had a ruptured appendix, so I did not pass the test. And I have not tried again since that time because it's very expensive, and I have the CPN that I have to fund
So you did sit for the boards once.
for the pediatric one.
Okay.
Not the adolescent or adult adolescents.
So you're not a certified in either, correct?
Um, for pediatrics or adult adolescent, I have my SANE training, and that's how I sign.
You have your training, but you don't have that gold standard SANE certification, correct?
No, I do not.
Okay. Now, are you by any chance through ACC SANE, which I think you've been involved with for 14 out of the 15 years? Are you aware of the Georgia Forensic Nursing Network?
Yes,
Okay, and ACC SANE is a member of the Georgia Forensic Nursing Network, right?
I believe so. Yes,
Okay, and you're aware that um, the Georgia Forensic Nursing Network was created by Emory School of Nursing so they could distribute grant money to all the great SANE programs throughout the state, right?
okay.
Okay, and part of the grant money they distribute is to improve the number and training of SANE nurses in Georgia, right?
Makes sense.
Okay. And the Georgia Forensic Nursing Network pays for all SANE nurses to sit for the boards, correct?
I was not made aware of that through my SANE director.
Okay.
If there was monies allocated to that, that was not brought to my attention. I paid for my test out of my own pocket.
Okay. So these grants, and if you're not aware, just say so.
I did.
These grants are administered by the Health Human Service Division and the Health Resources and administration that Robert F. Kennedy administers now. And that money goes to your organization. But you say that you've never been given the opportunity to sit for these boards.
I have not. I have not offered to pay for it. No, no, they have not offered to pay for it. No,
Okay, so you do. I know you're not certified, but you have a membership in the IAFN, correct?
I have in the past. Yes, not this year.
Not this year.
No, I haven't paid for it yet.
Okay, and it's just you, and it's just you pay your dues, right?
Correct.
Okay, another monetary kind of obligation.
A yearly thing. Yes,
Okay, and the IAFN offers training programs, correct?
I have actually been to one of their conferences years ago. They had awesome training.
Awesome training because it provides up to date current information, correct?
Correct.
Best practices of all SANE nurses across the globe, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. They have cutting edge people there at the top of their field to instruct people like you, SANE nurses, about changes in the field, correct?
Uh-huh.
And there are always changes, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's new studies that come out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, lots of the new books that are published, correct?
Uh-huh. Yes.
New protocol new protocols that come out, right?
Uh, I would imagine yes.
Okay, and there's new equipment that they discuss because they want everyone to be able to get the best information that they can in these examinations.
We have that.
Okay, and you've got when you say the best equipment you use, I think you mentioned with the prosecutor that you use a colposcope, right?
Uh-huh. It's called a Cortex Flow. It's top of the line.
Okay. The Cortex Flow is like the best piece of equipment that you can use to make your job better
Uh-huh.
when you're in an examination room as well as here, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Cortex Flow is like a specialized camera microscope, right?
That's how I explained it. Yes.
Okay. And you have a foot pedal that you can use to take your pictures. Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay. Yes.
And it allows you to get the best visualization possible
Correct.
because seeing what you need to do is really the crux of all of your findings and impressions, right?
Yes.
Okay, and visualization is so important that if you can't get these good pictures, then it can impact your findings, right?
Correct.
Okay, I mean, if you get a blurry picture and you can't see the hymen correctly, then you're not going to be able to come into the courtroom and tell these jurors what you saw and why you made such a conclusion, right?
Yes, that's why I take multiple pictures.
Correct. And does ACC SANE or your organization or the International Association of Forensic Nurses, do they have the protocols about taking pictures?
It's part of our training on how to do it. Yes.
Okay, and you take pictures from multiple angles, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're supposed to ensure that any findings that you're going to include or note has a photograph correlated to it.
Yes.
Okay, and you did that in this case, right?
Yeah, all of my pictures are are presented.
Okay. Oh, so let's before we go into the examination, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about ACC SANE
Okay.
and your role there okay? So in 2012, you attended the training, the 40 hours,
Uh-huh.
and you paid to do so.
They paid me. They paid for me to do so.
They pay for you the nursing, your nursing program or a nursing program,
Sane. Yes.
and that's because they wanted to increase the availability of nurses, correct?
Correct.
Most of you who work at programs like SANE are doing this as a part-time position, correct?
Yes.
You're on call sometimes for 24 hours or longer at a time, correct?
Well, I do 12-hour shifts 4 days a week.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. So I wouldn't necessarily call that part-time. I've been doing that for years.
Well, I should have said it like it's a second job because you can do that in addition to your full-time position, right?
I had a full-time position on the weekends, not anymore. For the last year, I've been solely doing SANE.
Okay, so you got great.
Well, not solely. I'm PRN at the hospital.
Okay, and PRN, if you can tell the.
It's like per diem. Like I work 6 to 7 shifts every 6 weeks on the weekend.
Okay, kind of as needed. You also go in. You also go
Correct.
in.
You correct.
So you became affiliated with ACC SANE, correct?
Uh-huh.
And you were among several other nurses people with your qualifications.
Yes.
To participate in their rotation or nurses for as needed, correct?
Yes.
Call. And initially you were just doing adult and adolescent exams.
For the first year, yes.
Okay, then you got you be you took the test. I mean, you took the class and learned about pediatrics, correct?
Correct. Correct.
And you learned a lot obviously because pediatrics is so different, right?
Yes.
And you became very invested in this organization.
Yes.
Okay, you're committed to it.
Yes.
So much so that in addition to being an employee, you also do other work for them, don't you?
How do you mean other work?
Well, you're also co-administrator.
I was on my resume, it says 1 year. I was for a year.
Okay, so that was in addition to also doing your nurse calls. You were working, doing a variety of other other tasks for this organization, right?
During that year. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you were in charge of website work, right?
Uh-huh.
You also helped with a new brochure, a new company logos,
Uh-huh.
and this was all to ensure that ACC SANE would be an ongoing concern and could provide these services to a wide range of people in a lot of different and surrounding counties.
We are going through a change in directorship.
Okay, and so for that 1 year, you accepted a lot of responsibilities.
Yes, and worked full time on weekends at the hospital and took a lot of calls.
So you're aware of you were aware, are you not, that the International Association of Forensic Nurse, the IAFN, has established or created or facilitated these protocols that are really the gold standard for sexual assault examinations, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And there's a document that is the National Protocol for Sexual Abuse Medical Forensic Examinations, right?
Yes, I am. I'm not a part of the protocols in the institution for ACC SANE. I don't make those decisions about our updates of protocols, etc.
Sure, but as someone who operates in this field, you need to know if these protocols are changing at the top, right?
Yeah, they would let us know if they change the protocol.
Okay, and so it would be important for you to keep abreast of any changes in your field, right?
Yeah.
And I think you said you had take a certain amount of hours every year.
Every 2 years for my nursing license continuation, and for the CPN, there's requirements there as well, but roughly 10 hours for SANE.
Okay. Now you've told us that you performed these evaluations, and I think you were pretty clear that you are a forensic nurse, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you are doing things to collect evidence and make findings and observations that will be used in legal proceedings, right?
Yes.
But first and foremost, you're a healthcare provider, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. When you're a nurse, you are there to ensure the health and well-being of your patients, right?
Yes.
And so you are in the science field, you're a scientist, correct?
Yes.
And so you're supposed to call bells, balls, and strikes as you see it, and make objective findings based on the evidence, right?
Yes.
You don't get swayed by emotions or outside influences.
Nope.
Okay, even though you're working hand in hand on a daily basis with law enforcement, you should be walking the straight line.
Objective.
Objective, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Huh?
That was me. I thought it was. I thought it was the
Go,
other person.
go
Like,
ahead.
my bad, y'all.
We was on a roll.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the other attorney saying objective. Okay, sorry.
Okay, 22.
Okay. Now, I didn't want to reference any other things in your resume. You mentioned I did want to reference one other thing in your resume. You mentioned that one of your jobs as a sexual assault nurse examiner is that you provide expert witness testimony in sexual assault jury trials, correct?
I have, yes.
And that's like what you're doing now.
Yes, it's the 23rd time. Yes.
Okay. And out of those 23 times that you've testified, have you ever testified for an accused, someone like Samuel McDuffie?
No,
Do you only testify for the state?
that's all I've been subpoenaed for. Yes,
Okay. At ACC SANE, do you have clinical directors?
we do.
Okay. And who's that clinical director?
Well, we have an overhead director. We're going through a lot of internal changes, and we have been for the last probably 4 or 5 years. So our primary director is Michelle Dickens, and our clinical directors have changed hands multiple times.
So she
And
don't know
what
who
is
that
the
is?
role of a clinical director?
Overseeing the nurses
Okay.
and the protocols and medications and everything.
And was Mrs. Dickens the clinical director on May 25th,
She was.
2023?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and what is the process for you after you completed a forensic exam to have it reviewed, peer reviewed, or reviewed by your clinical driver?
We do have protocols for peer review. It's finding people to be able to do it. Obviously, I can't peer review my own charts, but the other nurse that is a pediatric, so there's only one other person that can, and she has a full-time job. So I don't know where she is at with doing peer reviews, if she's the one tasked to do that.
Mm.
Okay. So are you saying that your charts, your reports don't get peer reviewed every time?
Mm.
We try to peer review each other's as best we can. And who was it who?
And who was it
Sorry.
reviewed?
Mm.
And who was it who reviewed the charts about which you testify here today?
I don't know that we have these were reviewed. I can't answer that question. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that. I wanted the people in the back to hear that. I want the people in the back to hear that.
It was
The ones that have been complaining. Go ahead. Sorry.
And if you wouldn't have it peer reviewed, if you had a question or a concern in a report, a question about pictures that you couldn't figure out, who would you take that question to?
Peer nurse that I work with.
Okay.
Not Michelle. She's not a nurse.
Okay. So you would go to one of your fellow nurses?
Yeah, the other pediatric nurse that I work with.
Okay. And on your website right now for AACC SANE, it allows 3. You being 1, pediatric nurse, are you down to 2 now?
Yeah, we've been down to 2. The other nurse does not take calls for pediatric. She does what's called med-net exams, which is child abuse exams, not sexual assault exams.
Okay.
So I are the only nurses that do pediatric coverage.
Is that Mrs. Larissi?
She is not taking calls. It's Grizzle.
Okay, so there's really no one to do peer review unless you can squeeze into their busy schedule. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you do peer review, and if you do peer review other,
I have, yes.
okay, and when you do so, do you initial the bottom?
No, we have a form that we use.
Okay.
I haven't done it in quite a while
Okay.
because of my work schedule.
Have you looked through the records in this case? Determined whether that forms was filled out and whether it was peer reviewed?
Well, like I said, I do not know if it was reviewed or not.
Okay, so you have no knowledge that it was reviewed.
Or not.
Okay. Okay, so I think with the state, you went through the reports and you talked about how there are multiple different parts of every report chart that you create, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's really important that you get proper information from the historian or from the family member, because you need that to go into the report to inform you of some of your conclusions and findings, right?
Sometimes with children, you don't get that because they don't have the language to be able to describe. I guess that's what that said.
That's okay. That's when you have a child. So if the child can't provide the information, you go to maybe the better person who would be their parent, right?
Right.
Okay, and that's and that's what you did with Emerson and Ada's
Ada.
report, correct?
Yeah, that's our normal standard. Yes.
That's you.
Oh, this is me. It's still me. Okay.
That's me?
Oh,
Okay. Your Honor, if I may walk over, I would like to turn on the headset and try to.
Yes.
Can we not get into the project on the other screens?
Is it not up there?
It is not.
Go ahead.
What? It doesn't say nothing.
It is you. Question.
Oh, you know what? Why do you keep switching? So
I don't know.
So I'm going to make it bigger. So do you have Emerson's report in front of you, or do I need to?
I have it.
You do? Okay. So in Emerson's case, you actually gather information from her parents, right?
That's our normal pattern.
And they were both there,
Yes, they were.
and they were both cooperating with you, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you were able to elicit information from them about um Emerson's social history, right?
correct.
Okay, and I'd like you to look at the third paragraph under social history and read that to us.
Uh, the none noted.
Yes, please.
That is inappropriate sexual knowledge. There's an arrow to that says none noted. And inappropriate sexual behavior also none noted. And then has been observed talking about good touch, bad touch, asking family members frequently if they can see or touch her, quote, tootie. And parents are in marriage counseling, and that's what I have in that section.
So I'd like you to look back at that first line, and you wrote observe. You read the word observed, but it really says has been obsessed talking about good touch, bad touch. Correct?
That's what the parents said.
Okay, you.
This is their statement of their history and social history of their child.
Thank you. Okay. That's in your handwriting, right?
It's in my handwriting from their statement.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. You also then after you gathered that social history, um you wanted to learn a little bit about the history and circumstances of the reported incident, correct?
That's our typical process. Uh, is we ask the caregiver what they know about why they're here today.
Okay, let me just move the screen down so the ladies and gentlemen of the jury can see it.
Okay.
Again, it's in your handwriting, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked them to provide a narrative of the reported incident.
Yeah, what brought them there?
And can you read that for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Yes, Shelby and Emerson had a talk a few weeks ago about who can see or touch her tootie, her vagina. After going over multiple people who could touch her tootie, Emerson said, "So Papa can't touch my tootie?" Recently, she's asked lots of different people, "Can she or he touch my tootie or touch it?" Mom says she's, quote, obsessed with good touch, bad touch. Mom reports when trying to bathe her clean genitalia area, Emerson is now covering herself, saying bad touch. Mom reports the area is very red.
Thank you. Let me take that off the screen. And so, based on the information, 1 second, we need a wait. So, based on the information, 1 second, we need a remote control. So, based on that information and that disclosure, you had information that you use to approach your physical examination, which would have been the next part of your full evaluation, correct?
That was the parents' concerns. Yes, sure.
So you do this examination in the order in which it's presented here, correct?
Yeah, I go over the paperwork first and then I do the exam.
Okay, so when you begin physical examination, and Your Honor, I want to be sensitive.
Oh, no, it's fine.
of your time?
You do what you need to do.
Okay, you'll just cut me off whenever.
It's
You'll
still
just cut me off whenever. Oh, when you do the physical assessment, I think you say you start by doing kind of general observation of the patient,
Yeah, the body.
and that's just physical. I mean, you're um you're looking to see their outward hygiene, and obviously,
Bruises, anything of question.
and is this the same form that's used for adults and pediatrics? Correct.
No, this is only a pediatric form.
Okay, so if they're wearing their clothes at the time that you start the general physical, you'll note what's on their clothing.
Yes.
Okay. You noted that there was no discharge on Emerson's underwear, correct?
Correct.
And like a Okay, and like a lot of kids, there was a little bit reluctance to putting on the gown and taking off their street clothes.
A lot of times, this child doesn't know to be shy. This age child doesn't typically, it doesn't phase them.
Every child is different.
Every child is different. For the most part, of the children that I've seen, some can be extremely resistant and some can just act like I'm not even there.
Okay.
And that happens a good bit.
Okay, so I want to talk about the word erythema. Talk to you a little bit about the word erythema.
Okay.
Okay, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that what that word means?
I have. It means redness.
Okay, and is there a particular cause of erythema,
No,
or are there multiple causes?
there can be multiple. That's why I said earlier, non-specific.
Okay, if a young child comes with erythema in the vaginal area, erythema can be anywhere in your body, right?
Yes, it's redness.
Redness in the face, anywhere.
Uh-huh.
This is vaginal erythema that you're referencing throughout, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. Vaginal erythema can have a variety of causes, correct?
correct.
If someone is wet or having drizzle or not wiped correctly after the bathroom, it can cause erythema, correct?
I believe I alluded to that earlier when I explained that. Arrhythmia can be non-specific.
I'm sorry. Just answer the question, lady. I'm sorry.
All right, you guys, you're interrupting me in my
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
testimony.
I'm sorry.
I believe I alluded to that earlier when I explained that. Arrhythmia can be nonspecific in reference to Ada, who's in a diaper, a warm, moist environment, and that young children don't have the best hygiene and wipe, so they can have,
And
we discussed that earlier.
when
No,
you say not have the best hygiene, going to the bathroom, um, require any wiping for a young child can require some manual dexterity, right?
Most of the time, they're not really good at it.
They really don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, correct?
Correct.
And so it's not common for you to see erythema on children of a young age, right?
No, it is not.
Matter of fact, it's very common, right?
Yeah, it is quite common.
Okay, so it would be a finding that you can that you might have an enormous percentage of your pediatric
Yeah.
patients.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, urine friction could cause arrhythmia, right? Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and if a child did not wipe fully, it could leave behind an artifact, if you will. Are you familiar with that term? Okay.
No.
Okay, it could leave behind.
Tissue paper or stool or yeah,
Okay.
any of the above.
In the presence of tissue paper or stool can cause erythema, correct?
Yeah, irritation.
And
Mhm.
do you note that in your photographs when you find artifacts or issues that might cause erythema?
That's, as I explained earlier, as far as my objective observations, I just list what I see and that's what I have. Like on Emerson's chart on page 5, where it talks about the female genitalia next to all of the structures where I did see an urethra is it is notated.
It is what?
It is notated that redness was present.
Okay.
And that was my observation. I did not. I don't have the space to be able to go into all of the possibilities that could cause redness.
Okay, but if you see, for example, a stool, you know, piece of stool or something on a picture in which there is erythema, do you note that? Is that something you would take into consideration?
Yeah, it's noted on the top in the general appearance that if there is a lot of stool, if there is poor hygiene, I would notate it. And
On where? I'm sorry.
page 5 at the top where it says general appearance.
I'm talking about more in the under the physical evaluation.
Its documentation for our chart is under general appearance.
Okay, so when after the general appearance, you go into a physical evaluation on the patient, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to do a examination and visualization of the vagina, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And when if you saw a stool on the pictures that you are taking of the vagina, do you notate that?
It's listed under general appearance at the top as to whether or not there is good hygiene and bad hygiene.
So you wrote good hygiene here?
Yeah.
Okay.
There may have been a small amount, but bad hygiene to me is there's stool everywhere. If we're talking about the anal area.
Correct. But every small amount of stool in the vaginal area can cause erythema, right?
Mhm.
Not not a generalized, not the entire area.
Okay. It can cause where it's been being seen though, correct?
It it underneath where it is
Okay.
in one spot.
That's common sense too. And that's the spot that you're
I
for real.
know. Sorry.
That's
Okay.
crazy. And that's the
Let's get back to this, y'all. Stop it.
and that's the spot that you're seeing it at the moment. You don't know if there was stool in a different spot hours before.
I see where you're going. Yeah, that's possible. If there was stool all over the genitalia area, yes, there could be redness. It could be from poor hygiene. It could be from being moist from urine. That's why I wasn't really worried about the urethra. I noted it because that's my job.
Okay. So every human body is different, correct?
Yes.
And the lines in the medical interpretations of what you're seeing has to take into account variance, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and variants are differences in the human body, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of the do you know who Joyce Adams is?
I've heard of her. Yes.
Okay, who is she?
She's a nurse, a SANE.
Okay, she's incredibly well respected nurse and sane, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Who has written interpretations of medical findings, which is the gold standard for SANE examinations. And she's had that published since about 1992, correct?
It sounds right.
Okay, and you're familiar with that book because it's probably been referenced in
My training.
classes that you've taken.
Yes.
And you know that it's updated on a regular basis, correct?
Hmm?
Yes. Most literature is.
Not
Right.
yours.
And science is. I mean, science is a evolving field, right?
Correct.
Okay, and so in order to stay abreast, you need to know what changes are being done in your field, right?
I understand that's the point you made earlier.
Okay, so are you aware of the most recent 2023 update to Joyce Adams' interpretation of medical findings in suspected child sexual abuse cases?
I'm not aware of that one at this moment. No.
Wow.
Okay.
If I had read it, I don't recall it.
Now you don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if there's been any changes that were updated in 2023 as the variants in pediatric young patients?
I'm not aware at this moment. No.
Okay. So would it surprise you if a hymen which notches or mounds or bumps at any location is considered an absolutely normal variant?
Well, from what I've understood, it depends on disclosure, overall presentation of the case. You don't just take, you don't just, you don't take just the genitalia findings as 100%.
Well, wait a second. You just told us that you're a scientist. You're calling balls and strikes based on your observations.
That's not what you asked me.
I asked you that before, and that's what I said.
Before when? Before when?
When we were talking about you being a scientist and writing down your observations and
You're asking me about literature
right.
and if I'm aware of something.
I asked you if you were aware that that was a normal variant in the medical literature.
I have not read that, and I answered that.
Okay, so you're not aware.
I have not read that article,
Okay, are you aware?
but I did say that.
Are you aware that according to the literature that I just referenced?
Hang on. I think you missed some stuff. Hang on.
We're at Mr. Mayor.
Now we're back to Mr. Mayor again, or I mean, you're Mr. Mayor.
I'm Mr. Mayor.
Sylvia is. Sylvia. Did she go somewhere? Okay, I'll be Mr. Mayor. Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We don't have Joyce Adams here. She is not a witness. I object to them injecting. Now the judge said, I'll
Sorry,
sustain.
sorry, I went to go get the water.
I know, and your part came up, your one and only part, and you're not here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we're on number 14.
Page what? Page
How long? 144.
Okay. Number 14. I'll sustain it. Let's move along. She's answered about Joyce Adams.
I understand, Your Honor, but she's relying on textbooks, and this is a textbook, and it goes directly to her base of knowledge and her impeachment.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Hang on, I lost my spot.
I'm sorry.
We are on
22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you aware that the literature as of 2023 and prior says that any notch of cleft of the hymen?
Your Honor, same objection. Yeah, you've asked that question. She's answered it.
That was mounds or bumps. I'm not using another terminology that she referenced in her report.
Your Honor, she's here to ask questions, not to inject evidence. I'll sustain the objection. Move along. Ask her a question.
Did you say that you ask the patient information in the course of information gathering?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, but you do have a portion in your evaluation about a child's statement about the incident of the disclosure, correct?
Yeah, I think you're referencing to page 4 on my chart,
Correct.
where it says across where the questions would be, I checked no answers. No questions were asked, which I would not ask of a 3-year-old. And down further, I said, defer to forensic interview, because in children, I defer to forensic interview, which I said that earlier.
Okay.
In my prior questions.
So I know you wouldn't ask the child about the incident or disclosure, but do you ever ask them questions as besides whether or not they can feel your hands and understand what you're going to be doing? Do you ever ask them other questions throughout the course of the evaluation?
Not really following what you're looking for. Yes, I explained that I show them what to anticipate by their face so that they're aware of the techniques that I'm about to use. Is that what you're asking that I mentioned earlier? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding your question.
Do you ever ask any other questions of them as you go along in your investing, in your examination?
In this age child, no.
Okay. Do you ask them if anything hurt as you're touching?
No.
Okay. You perform, and if they...
I perform in a way that's not going to be painful to them. Like I discussed earlier, the hymen is very painful to the touch, and I'm aware of this, so I do not touch it.
Sure. And an unestrogenized hymen is going to be pretty much the norm in a young child, correct?
If they're pre-pubertal, yes.
Okay. There are situations where a child up in age of 2 can have their mother's estrogen still in their body, right?
They can have some, yes. It's variable.
Okay, so it's not that every hymen under the age for your young pediatric patients is unestronized, but you found that this was correct.
She was almost 4 years old. Yes, Emerson.
Okay.
If that's who we're still talking about.
I'm generally just talking about cases. So Ada may have had estrogen still in her body.
Correct.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
And because it's unestronized, that's why you don't use a speculum and you use different techniques to visualize, correct?
Yes, I use the techniques that I explained earlier.
And I think you explained that visualization really is, what you're looking for in here.
Yes.
And your examination of Emerson, you were able to visualize her vagina using two separate positions, correct?
Yes.
Those were the ones you talked about before. The first one you called the supine or supine, knee to the chest. Is that what you were referenced as a cannonball?
Yes.
Okay, and that would be laying on the back.
Laying on their back in a cannonball position.
Okay, and the other would be frog leg, right?
As I described earlier, with soles of their.
And there are other positions that you can use in an examination, correct?
Yes, there's one that I tell children called position. It is near impossible to get a 3-year-old to underperform.
You're breaking up again.
Oh no. Is that better?
Yeah, read that again.
Okay. Yeah, there is one I tell children, and it's nearly impossible to get a 3-year-old to understand and perform.
Okay. That would be having them on
Did we
all fours.
lose?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, no. I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, because you was breaking up again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. No, they have to be on their knees with their bottom up in the air and their chest on the table,
Okay.
like a bunny rabbit. That's the description that I have used before, but it's difficult in a young child.
Okay. And you do that when you can't necessarily see things and when things aren't clear in one of the other two positions. You can have a child move and let's see if gravity works and changes the hymen, correct?
Correct. If the child is of an age where they can understand to be able to get into that position.
Okay. Did you try doing that?
Mm-mm.
I did not because of her age.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Did you even try?
I did not because of her age. It would be confusing, and it wasn't something that I explained to her to do.
And when you can't see something perfectly clear, there's even another method that you can use using saline, correct?
Yes.
Okay, floating the hymen with saline, right?
Yes, that's a possibility.
Tell the jurors, please, what that is.
It's just using, well, we don't use saline, we use sterile water. And you squirt it, they feel like they're peeing on themselves. It can be kind of upsetting to them to do. And I don't do it all the time, but it can make tissues that are possibly sticking come loose.
And it's a technique that can be used when you can't visualize something clearly. Another way, right?
Correct, it's a possibility.
Okay, and that was not done here.
I chose not to do it.
I, I understand you chose not to. It was not done, right?
I just said that.
What? You a smart mouth. Let me stop.
So, so it's your testimony that in your evaluation after when you did the exam, I'm assuming that you're charting as you go along because that's what you said you were doing. You were taking notes.
Uh-huh.
Were you actually filling this out, or were you doing it on a rough draft?
No, I do it after they leave because they are with me for probably 20 to 30 minutes. And once they leave, then I complete the chart.
So one,
That's what everybody does.
sure. So once they leave, you have an opportunity to fill out the forms that you know are going to be used as the case moves forward, right?
Correct.
Your Honor, I don't know if you want me to stop here. I can keep going. I didn't know what the time frame was.
Let's stop right here. Pick up right here Monday morning, court 1, 9 o'clock. So, same admonishment. I've said over and over and over, if anybody tries to talk to you, don't talk to them. Don't talk to each other about this, or no internet searches, no phone searches, no Google searches. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Okay, we can stop here, y'all. Y'all want to stop, or you want to keep going?
We could stop. My throat dry.
Oh, that was
Okay.
it. We could go. Look, it's almost over.
It's almost over? Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
She only came back Monday for just
yeah.
a few
It's
questions.
153. Okay, go ahead. We can finish.
Okay. So, Mr. Steele, can you give instructions to the witness?
Where am I
Is that
at?
where we are?
Okay, where
The
am
jury evacuates the court. Pick up someplace.
Where am
Okay,
I?
the court pick up same place Monday morning. Oh, you did that part.
I did that.
Okay, who's Mr. Still?
Oh, that's me. Can you give instruction to the witness? Just yes, sir. I know you know. Don't talk to anybody about this. Don't let anyone talk. Don't let anyone talk to you about it.
The witness. That's you.
Witness.
Is that me? Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Thank you, sir. They keep changing our cues.
I know.
And then, Your Honor, can we move our things into the other courtroom? And should we just take everything with us? I'm going to defer to the clerk on that one. What do you think? What do y'all do to clerk, please?
Can we?
Okay, that's no problem. We got it. Thanks. What was the answer? I take it with us. Take it with you. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Trial was recessed that day at approximately 4:06 p.m.
Yay!
But she had to come back she had to come back Monday, though, didn't she?
Yeah, but we don't have that
Okay.
transcript yet.
All right, so we're finished until you get
the next ones. I don't know when it's gonna be, y'all, but we'll have it.
Well, let us know.
All right. Thank you so much, CP. Thank you, My.
You're welcome.
I
Thanks for your
appreciate
patience, y'all.
Sorry we had a rough start, dude.
Yeah, it's a storm still over here.
It's storm over
I
here.
know.
Too. It was raining. It's raining by
Well,
you.
we made it.
Yep.
Yes.
Have a good Easter. I'm out of here.
And thank you. You sound just like her with the attitude.
I'm just reading my line.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, My. All right. Thank you, Lady L. Thank you, Miss Torres. Thank you, guys. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joy is what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night.